From the West Coast, we're coming to you live from the NFL's newest and the world's most expensive stadium. State-of-the-art SoFi here in Inglewood, California. Two of the NFL's best starts challenging each other here. Off we go in a Week 4 showdown. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. In motion right is Metcalf. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. They strike for 23 yards. And it sets up Seattle with first down.
Kate, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course, but you got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run, they got to do their job. Not just the big boys up front, not just the running backs. That takes everyone on the perimeter blocking to get a big run like that.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. To throw it on first down. Complete to DK Metcalf. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Seahawks will have a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Another try following the sack. Brought in close to the 8. It's a Seattle touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ballgame.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Kicking team on to try the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Seahawks will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The kicking team ready for the Seahawks, and forward they run to send it away. This return starts at the 5. He's got a lane up past the 30. And they'll be looking at some decent field position. He's out of bounds up towards the 35. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They send a man in motion. Play action now for Herbert. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
Read and react. Read and react. Read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going. And you got to react as it begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Out of the gun. They'll give it to him inside. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Travis Jones, the man in on that tackle.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on third down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the first down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
On third down, Herbert. Toward down, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Devin Witherspoon. And the Seahawks get the football as he makes his third interception of this season.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six. Yeah, it stinks for the offense, but that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You know, that's one of those plays when you call it, you expect to get decent yards every time. Seeing it stopped at the line, man, that's deflating offensively.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Handoff to Walker from the gun. Will cobble together a yard there. Stops by Deion Henley. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9. They're going play action. Buying some time right. On the run right. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted.
I know exactly what the quarterback was envisioning when he let that one go. Touchdown, baby. Not long after, I know exactly what he was thinking. Oh, no! Give me that one back, because the coverage baited him perfectly into that throw, and even more so, picked it off.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. He's got to gain a 6 there. Devin Witherspoon there on the stop. Offense in the hurry up here. From the 26 on 2nd down. Complete out to the right. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Working quickly here. They'll run here on 1st down. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Devin Witherspoon there on the stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Complete out to the right side. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Offense up to the line fast. Here's Herbert, 1st and 10. That one's caught along the left sideline. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. Give him 5 on that carry. We're back and all set for the 2nd quarter. Charger football. They're advancing it well as they face 2nd down. Forced out to his right. The pass caught by Tate Dell. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
First and 10. Here's Herbert. Finds his back complete. And he's brought down at the line.
Man, the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
Second and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Working from the gun here. It's Herbert. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. And the Seahawks have it now as he makes the 20th interception of his career. Now that right there, that is rising to the occasion in the red zone, partner. Could have saved 3 points there, heck, maybe twice that with that interception.
You know, these defenders, they're willing to bend and bend. These offenses are so good in this league, and they know how critical the red zone is. And when you get an interception like that, you just break. You break the will of that offense and the confidence, and those are big time. You're right. Put some points on the board for that defense with that effort.
Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
This close to your own goal line, they really don't want to risk a sack. That means, well, one option, run it and buy whatever breathing room you can.
On 2nd and 9. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
To the air, 3rd and long. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up. Seahawks bringing out the punt team. And his first effort, a tough one. It's going to come from the back of his own end zone. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. And he's going to get a modest amount on that return before he ends up out of bounds. 58 yards on the punt there. And the Chargers take possession. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. First and 10, Herbert. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Working inside the red zone. This throw is cut. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. They'll try and punch it in. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
The loss sets him up at the 9-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. Herbert from the gun. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. Couldn't connect to a Tank Dell. And now it'll be 3rd and goal.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
3rd and goal. Here's Herbert. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Grant Delpit in to pick it off. And the Seahawks get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Walker now from the gun. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Stopped by Deion Henley. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's out of bounds, just a step short of the 40. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
Walker on 1st down. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Offense in the hurry up here. From the 43. Finds him over the middle. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. They get 6 and a 1st down as well.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Back to throw now. Buys time, rolling right. Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. It looks like he came down on that sideline. 2nd down coming up. So the refs get him for holding, and that's going to back this offense up. And holding penalty is going to make 1st down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out. Back to throw. Metcalf there to bring it in. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Now Seattle going to call it 2nd timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Okay, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s. Versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
Oh, put some heat on this deep ball. This is caught inside the 15. They get 35 out of that one. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
They bring a tight end in motion right. Handoff running left, Walker. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Now the Seahawks are going to spend their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Off the play fake, he's going to throw. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks will add to their lead at the end of the half. It's a DK Metcalf touchdown. If you're going to complete that one successfully, Brock, you need the perfect throw, just the right touch, and you also need a guy who can go up and get it just like that.
Yeah, need to be able to muscle somebody off the ball if you're not alone. And call me a little biased. Go ahead. I don't care.
You're biased.
But the success of that play does come down to the timing of the throw, Kate. If you don't throw it on time to that exact spot, you run out of room, and you don't give yourself that kind of chance.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. Back to throw it. Escapes the pocket. Into the hands of Gesicki. Complete.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Here comes the final play of our first half. One final shot before halftime. He beams one deep right side. And no look there, that throw falls to the ground. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. The kicking team ready for the Seahawks, and forward they run to send it away. Fielded at the 7. Returns looking good so far. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35.
We don't always know what's said there at halftime, Kate, in the locker room. Some of the adjustments offensively and defensively, but I can assure you the special teams coach pulled his kick return team aside and said, listen, we have a chance here down double digits to spark this game. Let's go out and get a great return to set the offense up for success. And that's exactly what they did.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Herbert now off the play fake. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. Trying to find his tight end. And now it's 2nd down.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
2nd and 10 now. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. The Seahawks calling for a timeout. They're 1st to 3. As that'll leave them with just 2 to use the rest of the way. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Swift hauls it in. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. Now we're going to have a timeout for the players shaken up, and that's DeAndre Swift in some discomfort and being attended to. Throwing on first is Herbert. Short pass brought in. And he's taken down at the 30. It's a pickup of 11. And it brings up an LA first down.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He could take it to the house.
First and 10 now from the 30. Herbert throwing again. He's on the move. He's running with it. And he's out of bounds right at that 25-yard line.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. Working quickly here. First down from the red zone. He's got it. And that's a Los Angeles touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Drive starts out with a first and 10. They give up the gut to Walker. And they're going to drag him down after a decent gain. He gets up to the 36. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
This is Walker on second. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Offense up to the line fast. Man in motion here. They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Chased out to his right. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Looking to the air here. He fires one deep down the middle. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. And now they face second down.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Throwing it again on second down. They'll just throw it away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one. No one in the area. He was still in the pocket. Seems like a pretty cut-and-dry intentional grounding to me.
Seems like you want to be an official someday, Kate.
Maybe.
Yeah, because he nailed that one.
Penalty not helping their cause for this third down. Now they'll throw out of the gun. And he let his man too much there, Buck. Incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So out now comes the punter. And a big hit on the return to stop him cold. No return on that punt. And it'll be their football. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Sending a receiver left. On 1st down, they'll run. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Brought down by Reek Woolen. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. They go play action. Here's Herbert. On target to Musgrave. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. We've got whistles after the play as we have somebody shaken up, and that's Luke Musgrave in need of some attention out there. First and 10 from the 41. Shotgun snap to Herbert. On the move, headed right. Cut for big yards on the right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And the Chargers will have a 1st. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. They motion Dell over left. Herbert to throw once more. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Picked off by Devin Witherspoon. And the Seahawks get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. Well, Brock, it has been a special day for this defense when it comes to forcing turnovers. Big play after big play, and that is their 4th interception of this contest.
Special for the defense and an absolute nightmare for a quarterback. 1 interception, it sticks with you all week long. But throwing 4, he probably wishes he could be anywhere else on earth other than this field right now.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Now an inside give to Walker. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet. But let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Running with Walker again. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down. So we're through 3. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. In motion right is Metcalf. First down, and they go right back to it. And he gets taken down immediately, right at the line of scrimmage. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They're going play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him.
We get so stuck, Kate, on decision-making being the ball in the hands and where's he throwing it. The ball in the hands in the passing game, and what kind of decision is he going to make? When in reality, in this game, in the 4th quarter, decision-making is also knowing when to salvage a play. Salvage that real estate that's so important to try to play a little add-on and make this a 2-score game. That sack, that's not going to help in that decision at all.
He's throwing deep to the left side. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing 4th down. On now comes their punter. Torrey Taylor will kick this away. He's got it at the 24. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And it's going to be their football coming up. First and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. Here's Herbert, first and 10. Escapes the pocket. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
All set up now for first and 10. Herbert from the gun. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Now here's DeAndre Swift on the ground. And he'll only get this to the 26 before going down. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Looking to throw. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Working inside the red zone. Forced out to his right. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm. especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it. Able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's 2nd and goal. They'll send him up the middle. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Chargers now trail by just a point in the 4th. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
Crucial moment of the game here as the Chargers try for 2. Herbert's going to look to throw for this. And he can't bring it in. They don't get the 2 points. The tie was just a kick away, Brock. It was just a kick away. Still trailing by 1 now. What do you think? Are they regretting the decision to go for 2?
I think you and I are on the same page. Just by the way you called that, you thought what I thought. Just get this game to overtime. Tie the game. But here's what we don't have. And I think what would be most fascinating is I'd love to hear the coaches that entire drive. I'd love to be on the headsets. Because I hope for that team's sake it was not a rash decision made in the moment, but a calculated one talked about well before they pulled the trigger.
1st and 10 now from the 30. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And he's charged towards the line. That's right around 3 yards. So a timeout comes in. It looks like the defense using its first stops this game as we get close to our 2-minute warning.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Trying to throw here out of the gun. He's got a man left. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Looking for a throw here. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
It's the 2-minute warning here in L.A. Seahawks holding just a 1-point advantage. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Running is Walker. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
Going to the ground again on first. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Staying with Walker. And he may have just reached the edge of the red zone before going down. LA uses a timeout here. It's second. And they'll have just one left to burn now. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Looking to throw. He's on the move. He hits the deck after setting him up with 1st and goal. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down. So it's a win for the Seahawks. And their start to the season not cooling off by any means as they move to 4